I need to know if I took it too far in the way I went about canceling my wedding when I found out what my sister did. A lot of people in my family said I could have handled it a lot more privately, but I don't regret it. I was not supposed to be sitting here today telling this story. I was supposed to be on my honeymoon having the time of my life with my husband, but obviously that didn't happen. Everything really started to fall apart the night before the wedding, which was my rehearsal dinner. At this point, the venue was all ready to go. The guests had all flown in. Everything was pretty much perfect, and I wasn't even feeling that stressed. And even though my sister, who's a year older than me, has always been hyper competitive with me, like wanting to be better at every single thing that I was interested in, always going after and dating the guys I told her I had a crush on, things like that, I decided, you know what? She's my sister. I'll make her my maid of honor. That was a mistake. Now, we chose a few people that were going to give speeches at our rehearsal dinner, and they had specific topics that we wanted them to give speeches about. For my sister, we told her that her speech should specifically focus on me, my relationship with her, how she's excited I'm getting married, blah, 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 something like that. My fiance's brother was gonna give a speech focused mostly on him. Then we had one of our mutual friends who was gonna give a speech about the two of us together. I thought it was a pretty simple task. But my sister gets up and starts giving her speech, and tell me why I was barely mentioned in it. She starts off talking about herself, and then she starts talking about how excited she is that my fiance is going to be marrying into the family because she feels like they are so close and he really understands her and that he's just the best guy that she's ever met. Okay, great. It was a nice speech about my fiance, but that was not your job. You were asked to give a speech about me. I was also really confused because the way she was talking about my fiance in the speech made it seem like they were super close. And I mean, I've seen them talk at family events, but I did not think that they knew each other like that. She was talking about him like they were the closest people in the world. And obviously, this was super annoying to me. I'm listening to her speech, trying not to roll my eyes because I asked her to do one thing and she just did what she wanted to do. But I just tried to let it go because my wedding was the next day and I was just not gonna let her ruin it. So I didn't even say anything to her about it. But it's the morning of my wedding when everything really starts to fall apart because I wake up, I check my phone, and I see that I have an email from an anonymous account with the subject, "What you need to know before you decide to get married today." And in this email, it showed me that there were over 2 years of text messages between my sister and my fiance. The earliest text messages were clearly her trying to sabotage my relationship. She was saying things like, just be careful and don't believe everything she says because she's not really as confident as she seems. Or saying other things like, yeah, she gets attached way too fast, so she may not like you as much as you think she does. And at no point in my relationship with my fiance did I ever know that him and my sister were texting one-on-one. So this was a shock to me. He never came to me like, hey, just letting you know, your sister is saying all these things about you. Then as the messages go on, they clearly start turning into her trying to flirt with him. He's not flirting back at first, but not stopping the conversations. But as they keep going, he does start initiating flirting back. And at some point, I don't know exactly when, it became clear that my fiance definitely cheated on me with my sister. And I'm just saying absolutely red at this point. I don't even care about the superstition about it's bad luck for the bride and groom to see each other on the day of the wedding. I march straight to where I know my fiance and all of his groomsmen are getting ready. So I pull my fiance out into the hallway and I present him all the evidence of him cheating with my sister. And I think a little part of me wanted him to deny it. I wanted to believe that this wasn't true and somebody was just trying to sabotage my wedding. But immediately when I see his face, there was no hiding it. I knew that this was true and he cheated on me. And he just starts babbling out excuses. He's apologizing. He says that it was only a few times. He was so confused. He really felt like she understood him, but really she was just manipulating him the whole time. He's so sorry. It would never happen again, blah, blah, blah. And I am just shell-shocked. What are you supposed to say to that? He's just begging me over and over, please don't cancel the wedding. Please, I still want to get married today. We can figure this out. Basically begging me almost on his hands and knees. And I completely shocked myself with what I said next because I had expected to completely call off the wedding if he admitted that it was true. But I just say, okay, yeah, I mean, everyone's here. Everything's set up. It's ready to go. Let's get married and then we'll figure this out after. We'll figure out how to get through it. And he throws his arm around me, gives me the biggest hug. He's sobbing. He's like, thank you so much. Like, I'll make this up to you. This will never happen again. And again, I just feel numb. I don't even have a single emotion at this point. So I go back to the bridal suite. I find a place where I can just be alone, and I start thinking about all of this. And I'm trying to come out of my state of shock, and I'm realizing, what did I just agree to? I just told that man that I would marry him. I can't marry this man. I cannot go through with this wedding. I just found out he was cheating on me with my sister. I don't even have time to process it. So I start getting my hair and makeup done, and I am just an absolute shell during the getting ready process. I'm barely speaking to anybody because I'm just so overwhelmed. I don't even know how to process what's going on. And everyone, including my sister, is asking me what's wrong, if I'm okay, and I'm just telling them it's wedding jitters. And even when I am lined up outside the wedding venue doors about to walk down the aisle, I still feel like I'm having an out-of-body experience. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm unable to process the situation. It isn't until the doors open and I see at the end of the aisle my fiance standing, smiling at the altar, and my sister standing with the other bridesmaids, it hits me. At that moment, it hits me, and all of the feelings I have bottled up all day just pour out of me. I'm hurt, I'm disgusted, I'm angry, and I realize that there's absolutely no way that I could spend the rest of my life waking up next to this lying, cheating man. And at this point, I could have just turned around and booked it out of there, just left them standing there and have everybody be super confused. But I didn't do that. I made the decision to walk down that aisle and stand at the altar with my fiance. I grab the officiant's mic and I say, "Hi everyone. Thank you all so much for coming. It means the world to me. But unfortunately, there's not gonna be a wedding today because my fiance and my maid of honor / sister, yeah, they've been having an affair. So obviously, the wedding's not gonna happen." Everyone looks absolutely shocked, especially the members of my family. Then I give the mic back to the officiant and I just walk back down the aisle. A lot of the members of my family are super upset with me, saying that I handled that completely wrong and I should have just handled it privately, not aired out the dirty laundry in front of every single person, but I don't care. So much money went into that wedding, and at least give them a show, you know what I mean? And it's not like I planned to do that, it just happened. In the moment, I felt like that's what I needed to do. Maybe it was wrong. Maybe I shouldn't have done that publicly, but the two people in my life who were supposed to love and care about me betrayed me. So why am I the villain here? Anyways, the drama that's continued since this runaway bride saga has been absolutely insane. So let me know if you want some updates.